Hey guys, welcome back to RC Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. So it's time on this new channel to start to show you some of the cars I have in my collection. So if you come across some Tamiya Legends, you'll probably know a few of these, if not all of them. But I know I've got a lot of new subscribers who haven't seen these cars yet. So these videos aren't going to be long ones, but I just want to sort of showcase what I have. And more so for myself to kind of have it documented on this new channel where they actually belong, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm going to do the first couple of videos in pairs just to save a little bit of time. And I think the first pair are rather special. So let's start with these two. It's not a bad place to start, is it? So obviously both Kyosho, both from the late 80s. We have, well, let's do it in order of year. So this is the Kyosho Optima Pro. Gorgeous. Four-wheel drive, chain-driven, four-wheel drive off-road buggy. And this is obviously the Kyosho Optima Mid, belt-driven, four-wheel drive off-road buggy. These two cars together have a rather special link with each other. Do you know what that is? Stick it in the comments quickly, I'll give you a couple of seconds to do it. Don't know why I'm doing this. The link they have is that the Pro was the very last car that Kyosho did on using the Optima chassis, and then this car is the car this car superseded this car, and this is where they went to the Mid and changed from chain to belt driven. So as a pair, they're very close to, although they're completely different, they're actually got a really sort of strong bond in relation to each other, if that makes sense. So at the time of making this video, well, the new Optima Mid is launched. There's a couple of people have got it, but it doesn't seem to have landed across the world yet. This one is an original one, but it has a reproduction shell and wing on it and decals, and it has the Mar1 reproduction OT66 tyres on it. Wheels are original. And it's in absolutely fantastic shape. Shout out to David if you're watching. Now, hopefully one day Kyosho might the Optima Pro. That would be cool, because obviously chassis wise they've done what they've done. They've done the Optima, the Javelin, the Turbo Optima. So it's just a body shell. The top plate slightly differs, I think, from memory. I think that's the only difference. I'm probably wrong. Stick in the comments if you know that. So I'm really hoping that we do see this. Not that I would get one, because obviously I've got an original. Massive shout out to Keith for this bad boy. And Bad Goat Bodies for this absolutely superb paint job you did for me. So again, this is an original chassis, but reproduction, body set. Not too sure who made this body set. But it's got Mar1 decals, and again the Mar1 reproduction OT66 tyres. So yeah, let's drag a camera over and have a look at these bad boys. So first up is the Kyosho Optima Pro, and just look at it from that angle. That does it for me. That's what I remember. It's all down to the body shell and the under tray. I'll show you as we get into this video, but it's just all wraps around the chassis perfectly, and it just gives these really sleek lines. And it's funny, isn't it? Because for me, almost every four-wheel drive off-road or two-wheel drive buggy has to have a wing, but this car it nails it without a wing. And there's not many cars I can think of that can get away without a wing. However, I have seen people add wings to the Pro, and they do look kind of cool. But yeah, for me, that's how it has to look. And then from that angle, yeah, don't get any worse, does it, when you start moving it around? Absolutely love that paint job is just off the chart as well. That's actually the paint job that I copied from the Model Car Racing magazine back in the day. When they got hold of the Optima Pro from obviously Kyosho, they did their own paint job on it, and they used these sort of blues that fade into each other. It's not identical to how they did it. We added a little bit to it, which I think actually looks better. But yeah, I just think that makes it even more special, because I also have the magazine it was in. I actually think just because the paintwork's that good on it, that we should have a separate look at that. I think that's absolutely gorgeous. I really do. What a thing. I still haven't decided if I'm going to black the windows out yet. I think I need to, actually. I think it'll look better blacked out. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think to that. And then quickly the under tray. There's look at the shape of this. Let me just lift the camera up for you. And he actually painted the under tray as well, which I didn't ask for, which is just mega cool. Unfortunately, I cut it wrong, as you can see, because I'm an absolute plank. But yeah, just the way it's shaped just gives this car that look. And then just a very quick look at the chassis. So as I say, four-wheel drive, chain driven, complete standard sort of Optima chassis. Yeah, what a thing. I think, and I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this upper deck tray changed. It was unique to the Optima Pro. I'm pretty certain of that. But again, yeah, leave in the comments what you think. Look at that. Look at those beautiful OT66s from Marwan. Absolutely incredible. So happy he does these. So yeah, I've not run this car, but part of the point of this new channel was to dig these cars back out and get some electrics in them. The only thing putting me off that right now is I've just built the Kyosho Javelin, and the chassis is basically the same as this, and it's a re-re, so I think I'm running that next week. So I don't know if there's any point in going through all the pain of getting the electrics in this one, because at the end of the day when it's running, it's just a different body shell, isn't it, really? If that makes sense. Or is that me just being lazy? I don't know. You have to let me know. But yeah, it's just one of these cars I just adore. And then the Optima Mid. It's probably one of the most recognisable vintage buggies. For me personally, I think it is. It's just, you imagine back in the day. I mean, I was a Tamiya man, but you imagine being into your Kyoshos and you'd had all these different variants of the Optima, and then Kyosho just bring this out. Yeah, it's a special thing. For me, and this might sound a bit stupid, but for me, it's got an air about it of like, yeah, you know what I am, if that makes sense. I suppose it depends what you kind of are seeing history is, and what you had back in the day. But yeah, I just think it's, you bought it and you knew you had something a little bit special. It's funny, and it might be the same with this video in the comments, but a lot of the guys, it's strange because I did have the opportunity to run an Optima Mid in a couple of races, and obviously I was going from a Thundershot at the time, and it was my friend's Optima Mid, but I thought it was, well, I didn't think it was, head and shoulders above the Thundershot. But I've also seen a lot of people saying it was an overrated buggy, which kind of surprised me. Basically saying it wasn't that good on the track. Yeah, if you've got any opinion on that, because you used to race them properly back in the day, stick it in the comments. I know the wheelbase is quite short on it, which they addressed in later models. But yeah, I'd be interested to hear in that. So again, four-wheel drive. This time it's belt driven. Obviously the motor's mid-mount now. Got the gear cover on. Came with the gold option house shocks as standard. There's a lot of variants of the Mid, and there's a lot of things I could do to this one, but I'm not. It's going to remain completely standard. Again, it's got a gorgeous Marwan OT66s on. I think I blasted the original wheels over just with some PS paint just to liven them up. I was tempted to get the re wheels, but then I thought, no, you've got these. That'd be a waste. Because it is always nice, isn't it, to have one with the battle scars on it. I mean, I've no idea if it's got raced in the past or whatever. I don't know. It's sort of racing history if it had any at all. But I think when you've got the battle scars, it is kind of cool. It's used, but it still looks cool. It's quite a thing. Now, yes, I should run this. I have run a couple of mids, and there's actually nothing putting me off running this one, because it's the only Optima Mid I've got. So I just really have to get my act together on this channel, get some electrics in it, and take it for a blast, because it would be rather cool with it being full box art, because the last one I didn't, it was just a white shell on it. So it'd be pretty cool to get it. Oh no, I tell a lie, I've run a couple of these. I took my last mid to the beach and I destroyed it with the sand. The sand absolutely killed it. I think the running video was about 8 minutes long, and I think I spent about 4 days. I had to strip especially the rear gearbox, and all the sand had got into a couple of the gears, right into the teeth, and I had to scratch it out individually with a craft knife. That was fun, but anyway, won't do that again. But yeah, definitely going to get a running video of this car. And that, my friends, is the first time I've had those two cars side by side, and geez, it doesn't disappoint. Really, really nice. See if I can lower it a bit. Oh, that's lovely. That is lovely. Oops, sorry. Look at that. What a sight that is. Yeah, right now Glenn is nerding out, as you can tell. But again, I make these videos so you see everything at the same time I do. I don't do any prep work, so whatever reaction I have is just a natural one. And I'm sort of sat looking at these right now with a big smile on my face, because that's just a little bit special. So I hope you agree, two absolute classics of the late 80s. And me personally, I'm super stoked to have these in the collection. Two really pretty RC cars. As I said, don't know if I said it in this video already, this is probably my favourite vintage Kyosho, just because I've got a link to it back in late 80s, possibly early 90s, I can't remember, when I used to do the Saturday or Sunday morning sort of grass racing, because the main man there had this car, not this particular car. So I've got quite a strong link to this one. These cars are getting heavy. And then of course the Optima Mid, which is just a thing of beauty anyway. So yeah, I'll be doing a couple of different videos, not with these cars. I'll put another one out next week, and I'll try pair a couple of cars up so you can see. If you like this style of video, just let me know, because I can do more with these videos if you want to see them. I just don't want to duplicate, in case you come across some Tamiya legends. I don't want to duplicate too much. But as I say, I needed to get these on this channel, because this is where they should be, if that makes sense. So my friends, thanks so much for watching. It honestly is massively appreciated. If you could give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe if you haven't already, drop a comment. I'm always looking forward to reading your comments. And that's about it. That's all you need to do. And then watch the next video. That'd be awesome. So as always, my friends, two pieces of absolute history from the late 80s from Kyosho. Cool. Happy RCing.